Hi. Some of the reasons I've come onto this FTP Conscious Business Accelerator awareness assessment and program are for the lessons in focusing. I certainly need that, and I need plenty of help and plenty of colleagues. I'd like to take away some of their background humor, their background thoughts on how they created their ditties, Betdar, for instance, and also for the input that it'll have in forming my own business. So, question 2, what gifts do I have that I want to share with the world, or how would I like to deepen or expand my service to others? I wrote this down here: healer, speaker, NLP, hypnosis, wizardry, art therapy, sigil healer, development of sigil healing TV, a channel for every disease that has enough material within it to air for 24/7. That's each individual channel. Development of Immuno as both a kids' cartoon and as a series of superhero sci-fi movies, and ultimately the likes of Netflix, other TV company serials, and in time even a TV ongoing series. 3, what or anything do I feel is holding me back from sharing those gifts, or what has stopped me from growing my business up until now? Fear of having an idea stolen, because it's happened, and not benefiting in any way from this idea, because this idea also could be stolen, taken, and other very decent sci-fi movie makers making big of this idea and not involving me at all. Sure, it could happen. Embarrassment, cluelessness as to how to talk about myself, my gifts, my ideas, that I want to speak in my own tone. I want to speak in a kind of a more conversational style. I don't want to have to go that far out on a limb to speak in that kind of high vibe tone that some speakers speak. I personally find it a bit much. Some of us do and some of us don't. I'm the type of person that doesn't stay clean for more than 10 minutes going outside the door. I don't know if the word is yet, but I don't have the image of a healerpreneur. Okay. For what are the 3 greatest accomplishments of my life so far, and why am I proud of them? Getting to 55. I've been ill as a child, as a youth, and as an adult. Childhood started with mention of Asperger's, autism spectrum, even before the word Asperger's and autism was actually known. There's a story. It moved into being an indigo child, and there is also a story. Epilepsy, I was sickly, uncommunicative, closed in, phlegmy, had lots of phlegm. When I tried to keep fit, I would be running along doing my jogging, and I'd be bringing up so much phlegm that it would be falling through my fingers and falling to the ground. I was fat kid. Not all of my kidulthood, kidult. Not all of the time I got fit, and I've been fit, and I've had plenty of years of fitness and strength. Now, as an adult, I suffer with the osteos. So getting to 55, getting to this age, the next biggest, well, not next, but one of the other biggest accomplishments for me are my recognition as a healer. I've done various trainings over the years in things like Reiki, NLP, Huna, Hoodoo, and lots of other bits and pieces. That I'm known as a bit of a lover, a ladies' man. Have to say that for a dude that has the comparison in his life between being geekish, which I've been, being nerdy, which I've been, or being known as a cool dude, and a kind of a thing about looks, being good looking, guapito or something, somewhere along the lines. I've had that sort of said about me, but I never got it, because even though I thought I looked like Bodie out of The Professionals, or Craig David, or Daniel Craig, or whatever his name is, out of Bond, even though I thought I looked like him, anytime I looked in the mirror, I certainly didn't feel like I looked like him, because I looked at myself in the mirror and kind of went, who the hell is this guy? So that I'm known as a bit of a ladies' man, that's definitely a boost to me, as I think it would be to any person who goes through this double thing in their lives of being a nerdy, geekish outsider, to being a good-looking, included one, privy to many people's secrets, etc. Not that I'd want to say that. Other excellent accomplishments for myself are things like mainstream education. I looked back on this the other day with the missus, and understood that, for instance, over the years I've pursued complementary therapy with part 2 of the Egan 3-stage model of counselling. Good stuff. I've done built environment, which included brickwork, plumbing, joinery, simple home electrics, and a course that I'm doing now in outdoor education. That's not outdoor pursuits, it's outdoor education, a slightly different thing. It's about green issues. It's about the looks at nature deficit and how to reconnect with nature in our lives. So when I looked at these 3 areas, the complementary therapy, and the counselling, the building, and the outdoor education, I kind of realised I've done a good thing with my formal mainstream education. I've done a good thing with that. What have been the 3 biggest challenges in my life to this point, and how have I overcome them? Okay. Childhood illnesses. Once again, indigo, autistic, very psychic child, sickly. I have experienced heartbreak in the form of being shunned by a parent. I was a parent's kind of favourite because I reminded my mum of my father. Um, so she went through years of being very languid with me, with us all actually, of being very laid back and very cool. Um, what do you say? Um, with myself. And then as I grew into an adult, there were situations where I admitted um, certain visions of mine and certain ability to look into people, including some anatomical clairvoyance. Um, and she turned on me and told me I was working with the devil's powers. And there was a situation in my life where I was homeless, and I approached my stepdad, who I hadn't spoken to for a number of years, to see if he would give me shelter for a while. And he declined, saying that our mum had warned him not to allow me space there while my sister was there, because my mum was frightened that I would be out of order with my own sister. My mum and I have spoken about this since, and I've said to her that I forgive her, and I must for my own sanity. It's a hard thing to bear because it made my skin crawl for a number of years of my life, actually. I found it very difficult to hold a relationship down. I'm not going to point fingers of blame there. I'm trying to say a thing as it is rather than be emotional about it, or rather than point fingers. Because we all know that parents can be imperfect. They are imperfect. They are human after all. Um, so we accept and get on with it. Suck it up, as it were. You know, um, being different has been one of my biggest challenges of my life. A lot of people say I'm a bit different, and some people say, you know, they make this comment that some certain things that I might talk about go way above their heads. And whereas in the conversation that I'd had with them, that thing hadn't at all gone above their head. It had made perfect sense to them in the conversation. I think just that some people later on in talking about conversations they've had, when they converse about conversing, when they converse about conversing, when they have conversations about conversations, they get all dismissive on the person that they had the previous conversation with, don't they? We're all guilty of that, and we've all had that story in our lives. So being different has been one of mine, though I understand that actually I'm not that much different to the rest of you. There's no such thing as normal or average, according to where, according to who, according to what. No such thing as normal. We're all wacko in our own way. So my current struggles: osteopenia, arthritis, spinal and hip issues. The thought that maybe when I weigh everything up that's going on around my body, which has got to do with bone, maybe my bones are dissolving. There's a thought. So I said to the missus the other day, I'm going to get the GPs to actually, I'm going to ask them if they'll do whatever tests they need to do in order to test me generally for, I don't know, bone dissolving. If my bones are slowly dissolving over time. Everyone's are. I know that. We're all getting older. but this is very, very painful. Um, I've said to a lot of people, there are days where I get jammed up and I can't move. I get stuck to the floor. I literally get stuck to the floor. I go to lift my foot just like a normal person does, and I just crack, and I can't move. I'm stuck where I am. Um, so those are my biggest challenges in life so far. The fact that I was really knocked down and told I was messing with the devil's powers, and I was a sickly child, and um, I was shunned by parents and an older brother. um, at the end of the day, I can say that. I don't want to be particularly negative or particularly emotional about that, because I've cried about it, and I've laughed about it, and I've laughed about it, and I've laughed about it, and I've cried about it, and I've laughed about it. You know, what do I love about my life and who I am? What are my greatest strengths and talents? I'm a survivor. There you go. I'm a survivor, and now it's coming full circle. Once I was the student, and now I am the master. Um, my survival stuff, information, is now bearing out in real life, in me doing this course in outdoor education, because part of it will be about survival, um, survival skills, and I will be doing survival skills specifically over this summer with my kids, with my family, in the woods, with ropes and knives and little fires and what all have you, and my bike trailer and the bikes and the camping equipment and all that kind of stuff. Sure. So I'm a survivor. It suits me. It's suiting me. It's coming full circle and becoming a part of my real life. And I'm going to develop courses on a few different platforms. Outdoor education. It's suiting me. It's very difficult. It's been very, very hard, but it's suiting me. I like how I rise to challenge. That's one thing I'm proud of myself about. I like how I rise to challenge. How my life has turned out to focalize everything I've ever pursued, actually. Complementary therapies is the thing I've pursued. Counselling is the thing I've pursued. People said to me in previous years that I would make an excellent counsellor, and yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. I think I would make an excellent counsellor, because that's my intention for people. That's my intention towards people. I want people to come to me and talk to me. I want people to trust me and open up to me so that I can help them somehow. This is, using ordinary English language, they can confide in me and I can confide in them. I want us to make a team, Reiki, building, outdoor education, and quantum physics, my subjects. These are the things I like about my life, that I've been able to kind of focalize everything I've ever been interested in, and it seems to be coming together once again in a kind of a single-minded one. What do I dislike or feel negatively about in my life and who I am? Dismissiveness. Dismissiveness is my biggest bugbear. It's always been my biggest bugbear. My biggest big bear. Dismissiveness is my biggest big bear. Okay, it's always been my biggest big bear. So, yeah. What are my desires, goals, and intentions for this course? To build some community. I need to build community if I'm going to get my business going. Let's face it. No man is an island unless his name is Madagascar. To get some support, to share my ideas for my empire, to align with Aaron and others who could be part of the team, artists, sigil drawers, asemic writers, light language speakers, plain chant singers, spell song singers, druidic, Celtic, other country, other culture, other world, other level instrumentists and vocalists of all kinds, and tune drawers, artists, um, symbol drawers, um, water drawers, fire drawers, air drawers, rock drawers, pattern makers, patterning creators and designers. My empire, my business, I would love to be about bringing in the utilization of all of these arts, specifically the drawing, the sigils, the symbols, the colors, the colored rays, the colored wavy lines, the sparkles, the glitter, the explosions, the radiations, the waves that one draws, and the symbology that one draws into a system, like I said earlier, a system of TV channels, a TV channel for every single disease, and for this to be an ongoing project forevermore. A TV channel for every single disease that we ever learn affects mankind. We're at 2120. With light language and song and chant and vibration made by people and by musical instruments and by tech to add vibration and to cure. Because in this instance, you can use the word cure, because in cure, I'm only referring to the curation, the curating and the curation, the working upon, because that's what the word curing means. It doesn't mean to remove, it doesn't mean to sidestep, it means to work on. When you cure the meat, you're curing the meat with a hammer, with this, I don't know the name of that hammer. Some of you will know the name of that hammer. Respects to you guys. The chefs and the cooks, and the dustmen and etc. The officers and the gentlemen. When you cure meat, you're curing the meat with a tool until it's cured. That's how they can say that the meat is cured. Well, the diseases are cured with working on them with a pen or a feather and an incense. And paint brushes and calligraphy, and sounds and water and fire and stone and sand and powder and glitter and herb and tree and bush and mud, and various other bits and pieces. And that's how you cure. That's the curing of each individual disease. So that's my business, is to create this whole host of TV channels that use sigil and abstract light, art and language. Okay, that's my thing. Okay. Thank you very much.